Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome into First Things First. How was everyone today?
Wonderful.
Great.
My guys.
Good to be here. Good morning.
I know people aren't shaking
We're not
hands.
shaking hands
We
anymore,
always shake
Where is the Purell?
We'll never stop. Good to see you, Mr. Wilds, Ms. Wolf.
Thank you. You too, sir. We have an absolutely fantastic, jam-packed show today. The suddenly healthy Clippers can't stop winning. The Lakers are on pace for 4,000 wins this season. And yet we will start with one Thomas Edwards Patrick Brady Jr., known to his very, very close friends as Tom. Tom's future has been a small little tiny talking point of late. The latest, Tom to San Francisco. Deion Sanders brought it up. Some shrugged it off, but now Patriots insider Tom Curran is reporting the Brady to Niners buzz. It's a real thing on both sides. And he's also reporting Belichick would welcome a reunion with Jimmy G. Nick, here we go. You buying that Brady could replace Jimmy Garoppolo?
I'm not buying it, but it's incredibly simple for it to happen. And I want to give credit to Tom Curran. Tom Curran is, of all the voices on this story, the one I trust the most.
Yeah.
The one who has not had to retract any reports. The one who has not had to say, what I actually meant was, and this is dating back years. He has relationship with people very close to Brady. He wrote a book, I believe, with Edelman. He is locked in on this. Tom Curran went on Ryan Russillo's podcast and talked about this. Tom Curran then went on Adam Schein's radio show and talked about this. Tom Curran then went on the radio in San Francisco with my friend Damon Bruce and talked about this. I listened to all three of them because I don't have much of a very interesting life.
We all know.
So the fact of the matter is there is the possibility, let me put it like this, it would appear, if the Niners are interested, this could happen. And people might say, well, didn't Jimmy G sign that huge deal? Trades in the NFL are complicated because of dead money. This one's very simple.
Lay it out.
Jimmy G gets traded to New England and Brady signs with San Francisco. It's that easy. If you move on from Jimmy G in San Francisco, it's $4 million of dead money against your cap, essentially nothing. It's not one of those, the signing bonuses accelerated. Not the way Jimmy G's contract is structured.
But Brady has to want to sign in San Francisco.
And the Niners have to want to trade Jimmy Garoppolo. My point is sometimes parties want to do something, but the math doesn't work. The math on this one works perfectly. The math I can't get over is 14. That's how many years Tom Brady is older than Jimmy Garoppolo. He's 42. Jimmy Garoppolo is 28. That's why, among many other reasons, Coach, I don't think this makes sense for the Niners. I get why it would make a ton of sense for the Patriots. You get a mulligan on a trade you'd probably want back to begin with. But I don't see it happening because it's a 14-year age difference. And Jimmy G, even though I was critical of him this year, is coming off his first full season as a starter, and his team went to the Super Bowl.
All right, so there's a lot of things here. I don't think there's a mulligan on the trade that you want to get back. I mean, Tom has won a Super Bowl since that trade took place.
But I'd like that back, Coach.
What's that?
As a Patriots fan, I'd like that back.
Well, I don't know why, but okay. Why?
I would just like to have him on the team. It's like, Jimmy G's on the
as
team.
a replacement of Brady, but just to have him.
No, I just wish he was still on the team.
No, I get that. I mean, a lot of people wish free agency didn't exist and there's no salary cap. I get that part too. But like financially, you couldn't do it. If this does work out, it's genius for Tom Brady. If Tom wants to go play for his hometown team and he gets an opportunity to do that, the only way I could see San Francisco wanting to do that is if they think, okay, this is a 2-year deal, and then in 2 years we'll get Kirk Cousins, which is who they wanted a long time ago. So my thought process is, let's go get Tom. If they're going to do it, we'll go get Tom for 2 years. He gives us a better opportunity with this good defense and this team we have to go win the Super Bowl because we don't trust Jimmy G, if that's the thought process. And in 2 years, we'll replace him with Kirk, who we wanted initially. Anyways, that's how I can see that part working. Makes sense for Tom. He can go to his hometown team. Doesn't make sense from a system fit. I mean, it's not anywhere near the system that Tom's ever run or been successful with. And from a New England perspective, it makes sense if you get a guy with at 26, 27, $28 million for 3 years.
Team options essentially because you can move on from him each year.
Yeah, that would make total sense for New England from there. But do I see this happening? No, I don't think it's going to happen at all.
You spelled it all out so perfectly.
Yeah, but I honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. But I mean, it's a nice scenario.
There's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of assumptions. There's a lot of, does Kyle Shanahan, we know that whoever gets Tom Brady is going to want to probably change their system for Tom Brady. Kyle Shanahan has a completely different system. You laid this all out for us yesterday. Radically different with all the pre-snap movement than what Tom Brady does. What are you going to do? Butt heads? How does that even, something like that even work? Or if you're going to get someone like Tom Brady, you know you're this close. You got this close last year. He's the final piece to take you over the top.
It would just amaze me that they felt that strongly that they don't have the answer in San Francisco, that they can't win with Jimmy G, that they need to go get someone like Tom Brady in order to win the Super Bowl. I mean, to me, that's a utter failure in terms of the trade and what they paid Jimmy Garoppolo if they feel that they can't win a Super Bowl with him based off what they invested in.
How many minutes away were they?
They were up 10 with 8 minutes left.
So you're 8 minutes away?
Well, so the question for the Niners is, do they think they'd have won that game if Brady was the quarterback? I don't, but I understand why certain people would think that. I do have a question to you on the system fit, and I'm sorry to be interrogating you this morning, so early in the morning. Jimmy Garoppolo was in the Patriot system. He got traded to the Niners, and that year started playing. That year, he didn't play great, but I think they went 4-0 in his starts. I think it was 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. His numbers weren't impressive, but a team that had won nothing started winning games. He had only played in one system his whole career, Josh McDaniels, the Patriot system. He gets to San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan. He seemed to pick it up pretty quickly. So what is the skepticism about Brady being able to do it?
No, I mean, it's not like he's going to try to pick up advanced math. It's still football at the end of the day, and it's not that Tom can't pick up the system. It's not that Tom couldn't do well in the system, but he does something really well, and he's done something really well for a long time. Why wouldn't you put him in a position to be as successful as possible, as opposed to saying, okay, we are so committed to what we do that we're not going to put the player that we just traded for or signed or invested in the best possible situation to be successful. It doesn't make any sense.
And Wilds, I know you're excited about the idea of this. You said earlier before the show, once a Patriot, always a Patriot. I want to tell you something. It might bring you down.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's how he feels. Oh, look at Coach. Once a Patriot,
I'm never like, Eric Mangini of the Jets. I'm like, Eric Mangini, coach.
Okay.
But if Jimmy Garoppolo had a glass ceiling in a Kyle Shanahan offense with, I think everything is set up to help the quarterback succeed, I think you are not going to get a better version of Jimmy G.
Why do you think everything is set up to help the quarterback succeed in that system? When you have pre-snap shifting and motioning, you get no pre-snap information. You have no idea what the defense is going to be in, because when you're in a 2x2 set and you go to 3x1, the defense changes. When you change, they change. So now you're making all your decisions after the snap.
It just feels to me, and listen, you obviously know more about this stuff than I do by far. I wouldn't act otherwise. I just watched Matt Ryan be this level quarterback his whole career, and then with Kyle Shanahan, he wins the league MVP, and they're the 8th highest scoring offense ever.
And then
I watch Kirk Cousins. I watch Jimmy Garoppolo, who I think is very limited, have statistically a great season. When I watch the Niners, I'm like, how is that guy running open? How is that guy always running wide open? So maybe I'm assigning it too much to the system, but I think Kyle Shanahan's a brilliant offensive mind. So I am curious what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like without him.
What did Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball in the AFC?